What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. I'm going to be playing some chess on chess.com and explaining my thought process so you guys can apply it to your games, hopefully win more games and have more fun at the same time. And I just noticed something. Hold on one second. What's up, Rob? How's it going? Okay, I was just noticing a tournament, but I don't think I'm going to play in that. All right. I'm going to jump into a game here. Sorry about that. I got a little distracted. Here we go. 10-minute game. All right. So at the start of the game, we have the opening phase. Primarily, I'm thinking about getting 2 pawns out and developing these 4 pieces as fast as possible. Okay? Let me just check my opponent. Okay, they played d3. Very weird move, but I'm going to get a pawn in the center. And ideally, I would like to get 2 pawns in the center and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to get these pieces out to good squares as fast as possible. That's the goal of the opening phase. And then we castle, usually, one way or the other. Okay, they attack my pawn. Let's defend it. And you notice, when you're dealing with the threat, if you can do it and accomplish one of those other goals, get the pieces out at the exact same time, that's going to be a good strategy. So what was my goal? Well, get 2 pawns in the center. So let's go ahead and do it. Obviously, they're playing a King's Indian setup. So, you know, I said we want to get all the pieces out. Occasionally, you can pause if there's a specific reason, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pause and play f6. And the specific reason in this case is I want to put this bishop on e6, bring my queen to d7, create this battery, which is going to be useful in the future. But I don't want my bishop getting attacked by this knight, and then I have to move, and that could be awkward for me. So f6 is just a way to prevent that. And now I can put my bishop there and bring the queen. Okay? e4. So interesting, we can always trade. We want to calculate what happens if we do trade. The nice thing for me is that I would be able to castle with a check. Okay, you guys see that? Take, take. We trade the queens. We castle with check. The issue is his king is going to move here. And even though I've forced white to not have castling rights, queens are off the board, so we're kind of going into an endgame. And it's a pretty solid setup for white. So I don't know if I want to go down that path or not. Now, it might be fine. And maybe I could even play bishop here and try to invade, which looks like it could be kind of annoying. There's going to be bishop f1, and I probably have a better position. But my style is normally try to attack and play aggressive, which I'm not really going to be able to do if queens are traded. So with all that being said, I think I'm just going to ignore that and play queen d7. And you'll notice I'm pausing the development. I said we want to develop these quickly. This is kind of an exception, this opening, where you generally will try to maybe castle the other way quickly and actually attack with your pawns if white castles. So you've got the general principle, right? Get 2 pawns in the center and develop your pieces as fast as possible. But then you have some exceptions. And sometimes, depending on which opening your opponent plays or you're playing, you want to modify and you want to tweak those rules a little bit. So that's what's going on. Okay, and he does castle, pretty standard for the King's Indian, and I think I'm going to castle as well. And let's talk about this bishop, for example. If I bring it here, that's kind of a passive square, blocks my knight. If I bring it here, then I'm blocking my queen from supporting this pawn. It doesn't really do much. If I bring it here or here, it gets captured. If I bring it here, he's going to just launch the pawns and gain a bunch of tempos attacking me. So it's one of those exceptions where I'm probably just going to leave this bishop here for now, right? And we'll see in the future if we get a better opportunity to put it somewhere else. Okay, so we're going to castle, and you'll notice I am lining up here. Now I actually do have a threat to take that pawn, okay, which he sidesteps. But I'm also, by castling this way, kind of signaling my intentions that, hey, I would like to attack your king over here. And we want to be careful in how we do it, because we don't want something in the center to cause us problems, and we also don't want something over here. So the question is it the time now or not? So I'm just evaluating, like, well, what if I take? Does that cause white any problems? I don't really think so. What if I pushed? Does that make sense? I mean, right now I'm okay if they take me because I just take back. This is not a pin because I just take the bishop, so I'm not really worried. So I think g5 is a relatively safe move. I'm going to go ahead and play it. And the reason I chose g5 instead of h5 is because if I play h5, they might play h4. Now I have a hard time going here. I mean, I could still do it and sacrifice a pawn, but then the bishop comes out and I have to worry about my rook. And so I'm playing here first. g5 is not an option. I mean, h4 is not an option because I just take it. And then I open up a file, which is what I want. This obviously is not an option. We just take it. So that's why we start with this pawn. Okay, they do take me. I don't want to put my queen in line with this bishop. So I'm thinking we just take with the bishop. Yep, let's do it. I don't need to spend any extra time on that one. And h5, h4, take, and then we've activated the rook to attack the king. That is the general plan in this type of opening. And again, I'm breaking the rule of developing my pieces because that's what you got to do in certain types of openings, right? You sometimes break the rules. William, what's going on? Hey, Andrew. Mr. Nelgen. Alexandra, hey, good to see you guys. Okay, so there's a principle in chess. When somebody's attacking on the flank, you counterattack in the center. That is what my opponent is doing, which is smart. I guess we could ask ourselves the question, takes, let's say the queen takes, can we win a pawn? Obviously, we can't take with the knight and get checkmated. Looks like we could win a pawn. I don't know if it's worth it, because then the bishop comes out. Even if I take here, the knight comes out maybe, and then the rooks are coming over. It's a question of, can I survive that position? So maybe we consider that. I just want to pause briefly and consider this. What if I just push, chase the knight back, and he has 1, 2, 3 pieces attacking me. If I try to defend, I lose this pawn. So maybe we would have a hard time defending. So all that to say, maybe I do take. Maybe I do take, because I don't really want this pawn to draw this one away from the defense of this g5 pawn. I'd like to use that so that I can support h4 here and attack. Okay, he takes with the knight. Interesting. So gives me the option to trade this bishop, which generally speaking is a good thing. So I think I'm going to do that with minimal thought. Yeah, let's go ahead. I mean, trading off that bishop usually removes one of the best defenders of the opponent's king. So I'm quite happy to do that. And now the question is, what's going to happen here if I just grab the pawn? I'm trying to see, like, am I missing something? I mean, there's a check, but I could just move. We talked about this a little bit. It's kind of annoying, but I do have a check. Yeah, I think I can get away with this. So I don't believe I'm missing anything. I'm gonna go for the free pawn. I'm gonna go for the free pawn. Let's just scan one more time for checks, captures, some sort of tactics. You can't go here because I take it. Bishop e3, I just go with a check, and then we have time to defend. If the knight comes out, we're going to develop it that. Okay, let's take the pawn. So I guess this is some sort of a pawn sacrifice here from the opponent. Okay, I think I want to go check to give me time to deal with the threat. Let's do that. And I'm thinking about how do we deal with the immediate threat, but also going forward, the knight's coming out. The rooks are going to be coming over. I want to make sure I'm able to defend myself. And so we have to be really careful here with our next move. I think it's going to be a critical move. So, okay, I mean, a6 comes to mind, but do I really have time to play a move like a6? Knight c3, we have to move our queen somewhere. And then we get attacked. The rook comes over. I don't love that at all. I also don't want to let the bishop just take that. I wonder if I could play a move like queen e6 to pin it and also kind of proactively get away from the knight. Alternatively, we could sidestep with the king, but that just looks too risky. I kind of like this idea. Bishop c5, maybe trying to trade, then knight c3, then we go back. And there's no longer a pin because the knight defends the queen though. So we'd have to go to like e5 to keep the defense. Takes, rook comes over. Okay, so I think I can get away with this, bishop c5, and my idea is the more pieces that I trade, the closer I get to the endgame, the more powerful my 3 against 2 pawn advantage will be. Okay, so that's the idea. Now, I have to be careful doing this because if I put myself into a bad situation where I can't defend everything, I might be in trouble. But it looks like I had queen e5. He actually just takes it, which I guess is not a problem for me. Knight a3. I guess he wants to bring the rook over and attack me, obviously. So we really, really, really need to get the knight out now. The question is what happens here? Queen e5. Check. We move. You can also put it on h6. It's a bit far from the king. There is going to be knight b5. I mean, I could stop it, but that just seems like I don't have time to play a move like that. Maybe c6 makes more sense because the rook's going to be coming here. Yeah, this is tough position. I really feel like I should bring the knight out, but I also feel like c6 might be useful. Primarily just to blunt the rook, because it's clear that the rook's coming to c1, right? And then I'm going to go queen e5. Where's this queen going? Check. Queen e5. Maybe we save c6 for later. Maybe it's important to get the knight out. I'm going to put it on h6. It does stop this annoying check, which might be useful. So let's see. And I am getting low on time, so I'm going to start moving faster, but this is kind of like a really critical moment. So I think it's worth spending the extra time here, right? This is the moment where either his attack is going to be successful and maybe checkmate me, or I'm going to be able to force some trades, go into an endgame that is probably going to be winning. And so I think it's worth using the time there. And I just noticed I blundered this. I just noticed this. I just blundered this pawn, which I did not want to do. So probably the wrong choice. Yeah, check, and I'm going to have to lose the pawn. So that's unfortunate. It's still probably going to be relatively equal game at that point because I'm already up a pawn. So if he gets one back, okay, he doesn't go for it. Let me go here as I intended. Okay, now he goes for the checkmate. So I think now's the time to play c6. I guess rook d7 also is a defensive option. I'll play c6. So we stop the checkmate threat that way. He's going to play rook e1 most likely. And I think I'm going to slide my queen here. I guess d5 actually maybe is better. d5, because then we are offering the trade. Maybe I'll go to d5. Okay, let's go to d5 instead. And if I can get this rook over to get some control of the center here, I'm starting to feel better about my position. Still have to watch out. This knight b5 move, though, might be a killer. And so maybe if he gives me a chance by moving his queen, maybe I'll just move my king. The idea is get away from the pin so the knight can't come in. Also defend the pawn. And this diagonal, I don't see a way for the queen to really attack me because I've got these squares controlled, right? All these squares are controlled. So maybe king b8 is actually a safe place for my king. The other thing, we don't really want to let the rook get to the 7th rank, especially if queens are still on the board. So maybe rook d7 is another move that I should consider. Yeah, maybe actually rook d7 is even better. Okay, I probably don't have time for rook d7. Looks like we do have to deal with the threat. Okay, so I'm going to sidestep and just defend the pawn. Oh, he plays b4. Interesting. So he wants to just... If I play a6, does open up this square for the knight to jump in. I don't love that, but I do have queen b5. We might be okay there. Okay, I'm going to have to make some quick decisions here, unfortunately. So when you hit a certain point, you have to have a time in your mind, and I've hit it. I've hit it. A minute and a half is like the time where I just have to kind of start moving. Otherwise, I'm just going to get flagged. So you have to take a little bit of risk here. Maybe not every move is going to be the best, but you just have to do it. Speaking of which, looks like I just walked into a fork. Let's see if there's any tricks to get out of this. Yeah, probably not. We can't attack the rook. That's what I would like to do. Can't counterattack. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's part of like moving fast, but you just have to do it. Game is not over. We still have the knight. If we can get the knight into the game. I'm going to try to put it on e5, actually. It'll be defended, and it looks like it can be more dangerous there. So I'm going to go for that. 85. He's playing b5 for sure. Let's take it. Check. We run. Okay. Queen trade. I don't know. I mean, he's got the rook. Obviously better than a knight. But I do have these pawns. They're going to be isolated if he goes for the trade. And I'm losing one right away. Check. We just run here. Okay. He does go for the endgame. Okay. So let's see if we can push this pawn as quick as we can. I wasn't expecting the rook capture. Okay, well, we have to go for it. Only chance. Unfortunately... Actually, could I... I can force the rook away unless he's going to sacrifice it, but then it's probably a draw. He doesn't want to sacrifice it. I could force it off the file, though. So he does have to be a little careful. King's far away. So rook leaves b3 here, there. Yeah, he doesn't have time to take it. This is actually a very interesting position. This is a draw if we go back and forth. So he doesn't want to draw. Obviously, he's winning. So he's going to go, what, here? Okay. I don't know if the knight gets back in time, but we have to try, so. Here. Do I have a check? Check. It's not going to make it, is it? We're not going to make it. Yeah. He's got 2 pawns, so we don't even get queen versus knight. Yeah. I'm going to let it expire. So probably just needed to move faster that game. The time, I blundered in the time pressure. But I think we had a pretty good position. Apart from when I blundered the fork. That was the big mistake. Let's see. Yeah, they played a pretty good game. So... Okay. Yeah, Stockfish says this is fine. It would have preferred to not go for the pawn and just develop. But even here... Oh, not taking it. That was my mistake, taking this pawn. Stockfish says I just needed to keep going with my plan. Just attack the king. Yeah, his king is kind of weak. All the pieces are on the other side. That actually makes a lot of sense. And I got sidetracked by the pawn, and then I'm the one who has to now try to defend. That being said, let's see how our position looked after here. Yeah, we were fine. Okay, we were fine. Yep, that was the blunder. That was just the big blunder. What happened to the brilliant move counter? The brilliant move counter got replaced with the new academy counter, new academy member counter. That's what happened. All right, let's go to the next game. Hopefully you guys still learned something. And moral of the story, move a little bit faster. Wait, have I played this person before? Why does this name look so familiar to me? I've not played them. Okay. I could have sworn I played this name and the account was closed. Am I not? Am I making that up? This account's been around for 3 years, though. 4 years. So it must... Wow. Okay. I might be losing my mind. I don't know. All right. So we're playing the Scotch game where you get the pawn there. You take with the knight. There's 2 moves. Yep. This one and this one. And against this one, you need to take. Very good. And then the line that I'm playing is a bit counterintuitive. Queen e2. What are we doing? We're blocking our bishop. We're making a queen move. It's, how do I explain this move? We're trying to play e5. There's usually this annoying pin, and so we're kind of being proactive about that. And we're also avoiding some other things. Like, for example, if we would have played knight c3, then we might get pinned. And so by mixing up the move order, we kind of change the situation. The other point is we want to bring out the knight, probably put the bishop here, and then castle long right away, and then maybe attack. So this bishop, yes, it's stuck for now, but we have plenty of other things to develop, and that guy comes into the game later. So it's one of those sort of hard to understand theoretical things, but we're going to do it. b3, we're going to put the bishop on b2. And you'll notice there's a half-open file here that is blunted because we've put our pawn here. So that's another bonus of setting it up this way. If the rook ever comes over, it's not going to be doing anything at all. So that's pretty nice. e5 before queen e2. Yeah, e5 before queen e2 is the main line. I'm intentionally avoiding the main line because there's a lot of theory that I haven't learned. And this way you sidestep like all of it. So that was an intentional decision. So we've got him thinking. Bishop b2 is coming. We're going to castle queenside. Wow. Interesting decision to directly counter the Fianchetto. Okay. I don't know if that's so good, but it's something, I guess. And I will go ahead and castle. All right. So we've got the pieces developed, except this guy, which, like I said, he comes later. And now I'm thinking again, similar to last game. Yeah, this sort of... I attack here, he attacks over here. So bishop a6 is probably coming. We can just move our queen, and this is just a trade, so it's not really a big deal. I'm thinking about playing f3 because I like that it supports here and sets up g4 and h4. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Play f3. Of course, I could sack the queen for a rook and a bishop, but that's not a good trade. That's 9 points for 8 points. So unless there's a specific reason to do that, I'm not going to do that. So on bishop a6, I'll probably go to one of these squares. Be a little careful here. The reason I say a little careful here, if you'll notice, my king and queen are on the same diagonal, so you have to watch out for a pin. Can't do it right now because nothing is defending. Also, it's lined up with the queen and it's undefended. So moves like d5 become possible because I can never take, right? And so because of that, I think I will probably move it to f2 just to avoid some of those potential tactics that we just talked about. And f2 is still pretty nice square. It does most of the same stuff. I can come over to the king side. It's, you know, controlling this diagonal. So yeah, I'll probably go to f2. I mean, I don't know what black is going to do. You either have to play this or castle, Or d5 probably, but d5 I don't think you can get away with. You just lose a pawn. So I'm not really sure. Maybe they're thinking about castling, but they're afraid to do it because they know what's coming. They're trying to come up with some other plan. I guess you could think about 97, but probably bishop a6 is what's going to happen. This is pretty typical. And so the fact that the bishop stays here is not like so bad, because when this happens and we just trade it, it's like, okay, whatever, we just traded the bishops. Of course, maybe black's thinking about pushing here, but I think I'll just take it with my knight. If they really want to go crazy, they can sack the rook, but doesn't look like they have many pieces over there, so I don't think that's going to end well for them. And they do castle. Okay. Again, same situation of I'll probably start with the G pawn like we saw in the last game, and then we attack. And hopefully this game I don't get too distracted like last time and I actually follow through with the attack. Position is much more solid though than it was last time, so it should be a little bit easier this game to get the attack going. Can we do Frankenstein Dracula for one of the next members opening? That's a fantastic idea, guy. That is a very fun opening. I really like that. Yeah, maybe we will do that. So next up, I have the Budapest Gambit, which is really interesting because there's some parallels between the Tennyson Gambit and the Budapest Gambit that are actually quite fascinating. But yeah, maybe the next one can be Frankenstein Dracula. I like that. He goes bishop e6. Okay, I'm going to continue with the attack, h4. So we're just going to keep pushing. I mean, this doesn't really change much for me. Yeah, this, I don't know, is he going to sack now and the bishop comes in? But still, not a lot of pieces over there. I feel like I'm not concerned just yet. Okay, so he's going to basically commit to trying to make this attack work. Now, a4 I could play, but I don't know if that really slows down the attack as much as it looks like, because even though I stop this pawn from pushing forward, I am weakening this. And so maybe he sacks his bishop and the rook comes in. Maybe he just pushes this pawn and starts undermining it that way. Like, I don't know how much that actually helps me. So I think instead, I'm going to go here and just keep attacking myself on this side. Okay, he does play a4. I could leave it. Could actually just totally ignore it. Takes, and I'm pretty happy. Or I take here, and I assume black would sacrifice their rook. So let's probably calculate that. Takes. If you sack again, I could take back with the... no, I don't have a knight anymore. Sorry, my knight is gone. That actually looks very dangerous with the knight and the bishop lined up on my king. Now, he would have to sacrifice both rooks to get that position, though. Okay, so check. Wow, it's too scary. I don't think I like that. I think I would rather this position. Yeah, let's just go ahead and throw in this trade first. He's probably going to take, I would think, with the F pawn. I do have queen h2. Nice little battery here. And then g5. Okay, so this is probably the critical moment in the position. There's also e5, trying to maybe take advantage of this weakness here. So for example, e5 takes, and then if I could play bishop c4, we have a pin. That actually looks good. The only issue is, where does the knight move? Yeah, knight's going to move somewhere annoying, and I don't have time to play bishop c4. So unfortunately, probably can't do that. Okay, so what do we play? Takes. I'm going to check one more time if I think I can survive this position. Knight, let's just say captures. King, maybe... No, we can't go there. There's a fork, so we have to go to C1. But then the queen goes to G5. Yeah, we're getting mated, I think. Actually, rook D2. Bishop C... Yeah, it's awful. We can't play that. We can't do that. I have to just wait. Okay, so if I'm just going to wait there, what's the move? Is it G5? Knight H5 I don't like. I don't like Knight H5. I guess we could sack or play Bishop H3. Maybe I play Bishop H3 first so that I can trade. I suppose I could play Bishop G2 and just wait. Because realistically, I don't see how black is going to attack me from that position. What are they going to do if I just play a very calm move? Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will do that. Just a calm move. I just don't see their attack. So I don't want to panic when I don't have to. So we just go with Bishop G2. Okay. I mean, this is defended. This is defended. I guess they could sack their bishop, but I don't know if that's really that good. My queen's going to be a good defender. Queen C2. Okay, so they are trying to activate this. Okay. I can play F4. Idea is F5. Also takes away the square from the knight. If they take me, I just take back. No problem. If the knight comes over here, that's a bit more scary. So I think we should probably calculate this. F4, knight C5, F5, takes, check. King moves somewhere. Where? B1. Oof, that is a scary looking position. The thing is, I don't think I can really stop that from happening. Can I? Can I play knight A4? And if they sack, trade, no, then the queen gets involved. We don't want that. Rook D2. All right, I don't see what else to play, guys, so I'm going to play F4. I just don't see what else to play. He's going to go knight C5, no doubt. He's going to go knight C5 and try to sack something here. Question is, well, there's two questions. There's question number one, do I have a way to counterattack faster? Don't really see it. Black's position looks relatively solid. I mean, yes, I have the H file, but even if I attack that, he just moves his bishop or something and it's defended. So I think I just have to play a little bit of defense. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, second question is, how do we play defense? Knight comes in. He wants to sack and probably jump in with the knight. King B1. I don't know if there's some crazy sacrifice check and win my queen, but maybe I get so many pieces that it's fine. Wow, this is a very complicated position. So knight C5, what do I do? A lot of times you can bring your rook up and it defends like laterally, so maybe that's an option. Although in this case, it just walks into a fork. Right? Takes. So that doesn't make sense. Oh, he actually goes immediately. All right. Well, I probably have to take it. I understand knight C5 is coming. But not taking doesn't really help me. So, okay. Oh, he goes with the rook. Okay, was not expecting that. Wait, that just looks like a blunder, no? So, okay, there's a fork. The only way you save your rook is with queen f7, which means I can trade queens. Yeah, I think that's a blunder. He should have gone knight c5. All right, let me go check. Queen f7, only move. I will trade. And I could even take this because it pins the bishop, or I could play king c7. King c7, rook b8, just move the bishop. Or take this. If he goes back, I have to sack. Then I could go with some sort of a check. I kind of like just moving my king, though, I think. I don't know. It's a pawn. A pawn, it's a pawn. Okay, I'm not sure what to do. I guess we'll go king c2. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough decision. I'm just trying to see if he's threatening anything, and I don't like exactly see it, so I will go ahead and be greedy and grab the pawn. The nice thing about grabbing the pawn, guys, is it stops any potential... Ooh, I didn't see this one. Is this a tactic here? Wait, does that work? Does that work? I don't know if that works, guys. I don't, because I have a counter sack. No, it doesn't work. He messed up. He messed up. I think. Because now I can take here. And I take... Okay, so I'm still up my piece. Yeah, so we still should have a winning position. Might be a little tricky because the rook is a bit active, but other than that, we should be fine. Let's bring the king towards the center. Okay, yeah, he's going to get one pawn back. He's going to get one pawn back. That's okay. We should still have enough pawns, I think. Let me bring my king over here to support everybody. Okay, let's put this guy here. So that's defended. Now my rook is freed up to go hunting. I could also go here. Let me come around. I'm going to try to sneak around the side here and target these pawns. Or maybe even the back. And it's important that I keep like at least one pawn. Because if he's able to trade two of these pawns for two of my pawns, I don't know if a king and a rook and a bishop is a win. It's probably not. Also, I have to dodge this. I can't allow him to do that, so I have to take this one. Yeah, and I really want to try to not trade this pawn if possible. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I wanted to avoid. Man. I don't see a way to avoid it, unfortunately. I mean, we can still try to flag. We might be able to still win, but I was hoping to keep a pawn on the board. I don't actually know my... Oh, he blunders. He blunders. Well, we got lucky. We got lucky. I don't actually know if this is a win or not. I think it's probably a draw, but I don't know. Joe Pace. Hey, welcome to Chess 5's Academy. Thank you. I get to update the new member counter. All right. Thank you. You've been watching silently for over a year now. Incredible value. Excited to take the next step. Hey, thanks a lot, Joe. Yeah, we'll have a tournament every month. There's going to be some special opening videos. There's going to be a Q&A post so you can ask questions and I'll answer those. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. Just look at the posts section on the channel. You'll see it. You'll see it all. Looks like we got a brilliant move. Let's see what that was. What do you guys think the brilliant... It's probably rook takes g7. That's my guess. Rook takes g7. Yep. Rook takes g7. So, pretty common tactic. You've got one piece defending another piece. You sacrifice something to get rid of it, and then you get the piece. So in this case, I sacked my rook to get the two pieces, which is good. Mr. Nelgen, yes, you did. So we take that. Okay, so let's check this endgame. Yeah, Stockfish says it's winning. It wanted me to go here. Interesting. Oh, probably it wants me to flush out the rook from this location. That must be why. It wants me to flush out the rook. like this. And now it says you play e5. Interesting. And I guess the point is that now we have this pawn, which we will be able to defend and keep it alive with our rook. Something like this. And then it's... Yeah, it's not an easy win, though. I mean, this is still a tricky endgame. Okay, so I did this. And now it's a draw. Yeah, as soon as he's able to trade that, it's a draw. Interesting. So let's see what would have happened if he doesn't blunder. Let's say he plays, I don't know, just this. Okay, he gives me the pawn. I take it with check. Yeah, it's a draw. Let's check the table base just to verify. Yep, it's a draw. So this is not a winnable position with best play. Of course, if they blunder their rook, like in the game, you're going to win. But with best play, it's a draw. Okay, okay. And I'm actually curious about that one moment. I think they got a little too excited with the sacrifice. Yeah, Stockfish says knight c5 was the best move. So I think, what was I going to play against this? I think I was thinking like f5 because I didn't know what else to do. Let's say I would have played f5. That's losing. Wow, the way that it's losing though, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. Rook takes a2. Oh, wow. And then the queen comes in. And if I try to run, the bishop comes... I mean, look at that. All of black's pieces are all over, and this is totally winning for black. It's still not crystal clear to me why. Oh, my rook's under attack. Okay, let's save the rook. Knight a4. I don't know. What can I play? Like knight c1? Bishop just go... Yeah, I mean, this is like hard to see. Nobody's going to be able to calculate all these crazy moves. So, okay, it's a win, but I don't know, practically. What I was thinking was that they would sack here. Check. I think I was going to play king b1. Stockfish says king c2, and it's slightly better for black, but it's not that clear what's going on still. Wow. Yeah, very complicated position. Extremely complicated position. Okay. Good game to the opponent. All right. Playing against Ethan. No, Elshawn. That does not say Ethan. Sorry, I can't read. D3 again. Is this the second time somebody's played D3 against me? That is crazy. Okay, well, we've got the fresh analysis in our mind. Never mind, I was going to go for the same setup. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I like to play e4 as white. And against the Sicilian, which is the queen's bishop pawn, I have an opening that I like to play. So I'm going to do it now from black's perspective. So everything obviously is flipped, and I'm down a tempo. So it does change some things, but the general plans and ideas are going to be the same. So the setup that I like to play is what's called the Grand Prix attack. So you put your knight here, you play f5, you bring this knight out, and okay, that's a bit of a weird move. Basically, the bishop goes here, this pawn goes here, you castle, and then you attack on the king side, which I think is fine. So I'll go bishop c5. Okay, so he plays a good move, e3, to kind of blunt the bishop. And I'm probably going to castle. Yep, it's castle. So this is just following the typical plans here. Okay, knight comes out. I think I'll play d6, letting out the bishop. There is knight d5, yeah, which I maybe should have thought about ahead of time. But I think we're fine. I think, Okay, so what I'm thinking about is like what's happening here, right? Obviously, if he takes, I can't take with any of the big pieces, so I have to take with the pawn. So I can't play a move like h6 because he takes with check, and if I take back, I lose a pawn, and my king is exposed. So that's annoying. I would like to slide my queen over, but then this happens. So what does that leave me as option? Like, what can I do? Essentially, is the question. What can I do? Maybe 97. I want to get rid of this knight. I don't want. It's generally a bad idea to just leave a pin like this for an extended period of time. So I'm thinking maybe I go here to force the issue, and then we at least get that trade off. Yeah, let's do it. It's going to be still a little bit annoying because I have to take this way, but that's because this is a good example actually of how playing an opening when you're down a tempo can sometimes be a little bit risky, right? Because like normally in this opening, when I'm playing it as white, it would be my turn in this position, so I could play something like h6, forcing the issue. But because I'm down a tempo, I didn't get that move in time, and now white is the one who gets to do this to me, so I have to play this position, which is not awful. It's not as bad as it looks. And what I mean by that is, yeah, this looks very scary, but there's no way that like I'm gonna get checkmated. Even if I have to move, it's still defended, right? So it's fine. Just a little bit of a different type of position. I'm actually going to try a tricky move. See if you guys can identify why am I going king h8. Okay, and I don't know if my opponent saw it because I wanted to get rid of this bishop. And so now I've essentially trapped the bishop. Okay, they probably did see it. They're just going to defend, but I'm happy to make this trade because I get rid of that annoying bishop. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's think. I could always play c6 later, but maybe I'll just do it now just to get control of these light squares. I think I will. Everything is defended over here, so no worries at all. Bishop's going to come out, queen's going to come over somewhere, and our position's pretty solid, I think. I think we've recovered from that little, you know, whatever you want to call it, oversight here, but white is probably thinking about which way they're going to castle. And I'm curious to know too, because that's going to dictate probably what I'm going to play over the next couple of moves. Okay, they're not wanting to give it away yet. They are putting some pressure on a weak pawn. So normally in this opening, you would push this forward to kind of just bust things open, but normally you can also bring your queen around to help attack it. In this position, I obviously cannot bring my queen around. I don't like that it opens up this square as well. I don't think I'm going to go there. So we can play bishop e6, queen d7 to defend the pawn, or we can go this way. I think I like that better. I don't know why. The queen just feels pretty well placed for white. So I think if I have to, I would be okay with a queen trade, and I get to defend the pawn that way. So instead of doing it like bishop and queen, I'm going to go this way with the queen and kick this queen away. Now, of course, white can trade, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we can go into an endgame. Also, it takes this isolated pawn and brings it back together to this pawn clump, which would be nice. Okay, he declines. Again, I'm considering it. Now it's a little bit more interesting because there's this and there's this. Probably we're going to get a trade. I don't think he takes this way because I jump in here. He's probably going to take this way. Take. His pawns are all messed up. I can actually throw in a check. The only issue is what about the e4 square? So trade. If a knight jumps in, it's not the end of the world. I actually have this annoying check. Maybe I will play f4, guys. exactly what I'm going to do. It's exactly what I'm going to do. Because at the end of the day, if you leave your king forever in the center, I will get an opportunity to attack it. So I don't think I can go for an in-between move here. Yeah, it's too risky. I need to take this piece back. I don't get enough in return. All right, so what's he going to do? He does take that way. Okay, that seems good for me. Let's go. Now we're in. Now we're in. The king is right there. We're going to take another pawn. We're still threatening this, which is going to open up everything. Okay, we can't take this way because we lose our rook. We could take this way. We could ignore it and take this way. We could do something else, but I think we take. I mean, why not? Still have a threat. This could be a potential move. Bishop b4. That could be a very annoying pin. Okay, he does attack me, so I think we just grab the pawn. Okay, and the nice thing about my position is this king is stuck because you can't castle. Okay, let's defend the threat. Maybe we just go over here. Let's go over here so we don't lose a rook. And I'm controlling a file. I want to go here next. My bishop seems like it's not doing a lot. So I want to go here and take this guy. That's what I want to do. I guess white would try to invade with their rook. But if I just take it and then go here, check, check. Yeah, that definitely looks like I'm going to be checkmating the king somehow. Check, check. Yeah, definitely. So what else can they do? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they can do. Can't take me here because I just come back with my rook. So maybe you go back to defend. You go back to defend. And if I take, you take. Okay, so you try to go into an endgame. That's viable. 3-6. So I am up a pawn, though. I do have 3 against 2. So if we did go to an endgame, probably have good chances to win. Yeah, I think white just overlooked the queen d3 idea. And I don't really see much for them. Let's see what they come up with. Rook d2. Rook d2. Interesting move. I still think I want to go here. Are they going to go rook c2? Is that what their plan is? No, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I still like this pin. Remember, guys, like when you're looking at a position, you take a piece that's not really doing anything, you make it a strong piece that's doing something, you've definitely improved your position. Okay, I think I see a tactic. Do you guys see the tactic? Do you guys see the tactic? Just take the pawn because the knight's pinned. We just take the pawn, but also threaten to invade. It's more than just a pawn. And you can really see the power of that pin now. Okay, so what's the first thing that should jump out at me? No longer a pin. So my queen obviously is under attack. So we could just go back. If I take... Yeah, let's go back. And now I'm even more likely to be happy with the trade because I have 3 against 1. So definitely should be able to win that endgame. So like on queen d3, I probably will just trade a bunch of stuff. I guess we could consider this though. Yeah, maybe queen g4 is such a strong move. Maybe I will have to play it. Wow. King to f3. Wow. For some reason, I just feel like we should be able to checkmate the king. Why do I feel that way? I can take and go check. Yeah, actually, if I do take and go check, you can't move because you're rook, so you have to play... If you play that, maybe you could play e4 or queen here, but then we trade. So that's definitely an option. The other option would be just bring the queen over here. Other option, rook g5, check, and we just like move our king. I don't think I want the knight coming into this square, so I'm going to go ahead and trade the knight. Because my bishop now is kind of out of the game, and the knight could very easily jump into the party, so I think that's a good trade. If we go check, I don't know how powerful that is. I'm thinking it's queen h4 now. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep the queen close to the king and give myself options. Of course, they're all defended at the moment, but how long can they keep their queen there, right? If I chase it away. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So there, check. We just tuck our king on g7. I feel very safe. I feel very safe with my king on g7. And I feel like white's king, obviously, is not very safe. For example, queen h5. Okay, there we go. Tuck the king. So queen h5. What's the idea of queen h5? Well, okay, so he's going to try to run. Okay, sure. I could still go queen h5, but now it doesn't seem as good. I could go to the center, attack the rook. I could go here, attack the pawn. I'm going to go here. I don't know. It just looks like a pretty weak pawn. Also defend. I mean, I don't really need this defended, but I'm just targeting the weak spots. I'm amazed that this king is not getting checkmated. I'm just amazed, actually. Maybe I play e4 because then we really clamp down on some escape squares from the king, and then we just keep trying to hunt it. Yep, let's do it. Because it was running around this f3 square a lot, so now I can't do that. So obviously I have to be careful still. I could still blunder something, but right now I feel very safe. Okay, queen, what is happening? No. Check. Let me see where the queen's going to go. Like I said, we can win this endgame, so we could take it to an endgame. Okay, he goes back. Giving myself options. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. Okay, let's offer the trade again. I might be forcing the issue now because this looks like it just wins the rook. Yeah, I think they have to take it, right? I think they have to take it. Okay. So now we can just win this endgame, in theory. Save the pawn. Probably go here. Okay, save the other pawn. Double up, create the battery. Bring the king is going to be the next thing to do. Three against one should definitely be a easy enough win, as long as I don't blunder anything. Let's trade this. I think that's okay. Oh, why did I do that? Speaking of blundering something. Oh, guys. Unbelievable. I had no reason to lose that pawn. I had no reason. It's fine. We're still winning. I think we're still winning. Although now I just made it a bit more challenging. Okay, we got to push these pawns. We got to push these pawns. I can't believe I did that. I didn't have to do that. That was silly, but it looks like we're still going to win, but okay, so we're going to make the pass pawn as quick as we can over here. And we should win the race. Yeah, definitely going to win the race. That's just too far. Okay. Okay. That was harder than it probably should have been, but still got the win. Whew. Yeah, 78-85. Pretty good game. All right, I'm gonna play a new game. I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna spot my opponent a little bit of time here, but I think we'll be fine. Be right back. All right, so another Scotch game. And my strategy will change slightly because of the time situation. So there's kind of two ways that I like to play chess. One is on instincts, one is calculate everything. Now, right now we're in the opening phase, so it doesn't really apply just yet because I know the moves to play. But as soon as we get out of this, I'm going to try to play more on instincts. Like, I feel like this should be a good square for my piece. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to calculate all of the little variations. Now, of course, sometimes you have to calculate certain things, but a lot of the times you don't. You can kind of go with follow the principles, right? Like control the center. I think I'm supposed to pin this. Sometimes you go straight to E3. Yeah, I think this one you go here and then you go back. See, if I had more time, excuse me. If I had more time, maybe I would have calculated bishop h4 there, but since I don't, I'm just going with this one, take it back, and on with the game. No problem. D6, okay, again, castling definitely should be fine. And it's a very similar style that you've seen before when we played the Scotch. We are going to try to attack over here. So again, this idea of f3, g4, h4. And the nice thing about what I did earlier, remember when I played bishop g5 first, and then I went back to e3, it almost looks like I wasted a move, right? Like I could have just gone here right away. Why did I do that? Because this h6 move actually helps us attack the king. Because now g4, h4, g5 is a fork, which means if the knight moves, guess what? I get to take and bust open the king. If the pawn was back on h7 and I get my pawn here, then I just move somewhere and I still have to like figure out what to do. So that's why this is called a hook. That's actually a very good thing for me to attack. Okay. What is this guy doing? I could play a3, but then maybe I give black a hook. Speaking of hooks, he wants to play d5. Is that what's going on? My instinct tells me don't worry about it. Let's go. Let's keep attacking. I could play king b1 to defend this. Maybe I'll think about king b1 at some point, but right now I want to just get h4 out there. Okay, h4. General principle is captured towards the center. So that's what I'm following. He goes knight to h7. So I want to push. So I think I'll just go with f4 to have more support here on g5. Yeah, g5 looks very good. He goes back. Okay. So if I play g5 now, he probably wants to jump in. I move somewhere, then he pushes by, and he gets a little blockade going. Now, I don't know how good the blockade is, because I do have bishop e2. So that's probably actually fine for me. But the other way to do it would be to play bishop e2 first. Yeah, let's play bishop e2 first. I mean, I want to do that anyway, so we could get out of the way of the rook. We defend, and now we are threatening g5. There is no more knights hopping around. He might try queen d7, but maybe just f5, shutting down that idea. h5, what am I going to do? I could really do either thing. I think I'll just take it, because that's the goal, right? By the way, if you didn't know this, when you're pushing these pawns, usually the goal is to get rid of your pawns, right? And if you can get rid of one of yours and one of theirs at the same time, that's even better, because you want to open up the files. That's what we're trying to accomplish, right? Here we go. Here we go. If you open up the files, the rooks and the queen can now have access to the king. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Let me just think about this, because he can't go here. Oh, he could. Then I take, and then I keep pushing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And like I said, now we've opened it up. Let's get this rook over here. And I'm starting to think about queen. Oh, I actually have a tactic. Look at this, guys. Queen d4. You see the tactic? 1, 2. So we are threatening this very nasty fork. He does see it. He does see it. But by retreating, and I don't want the queen to come here. The queen might be a good defender. I guess actually technically if it goes there, I have knight d5. I was thinking about playing knight d5 right away. Maybe I'll wait, because if the queen lands there, boom, hit him with knight d5. Maybe I'll wait. This is like a multi-purpose move, right? It controls some center. It threatens to double up and create a battery. It also threatens to sneak over this way. Very kind of just useful move, I think. And so I'm going to start there, and then we'll see what makes the most sense. Does making the battery make the most sense? Does going here? Does playing knight d5? Okay, he's going to force the issue. He's going to force the issue. I think I will go here and just kind of start setting up maybe some tactics. For example, f5 and sacrifice. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because once we sack this, queen, rook, bishop, forget about it. There's no way in the world that black will survive that position. There's no way. So the question, though, is, can they stop me? Maybe king h7 is the only move? Yeah, I don't think that really solves their problem. I'm still going to sacrifice. I mean, we have to. We have so many pieces, and black is very uncoordinated. This pawn is in the way. The queen can't even come over. So this is like a no-brainer. This is what I'm talking about, playing on instinct, right? I didn't calculate everything that's going to happen. I'm just like, this has to be winning. It just has to be. He doesn't even take it because he can even see that it's winning. What is this? I got a knight for free, so I'm up a piece. So let's just bring another piece over. And maybe 95 now. I could also take this if I want a free pawn. 95, he's going to play rook f7, though. But I think I will take this pawn. Remember, it's pinned, so that guy's not doing anything. I just take whatever I want. Yeah, 95. Bishop c4 would force a trade here. Okay, now my rook is under attack. Now it's under attack. So check, takes, rook blocks. He's surviving, so I don't want to do that. But I'm up a piece, right? I'm up a piece now, so now I can just trade. I don't have to do anything fancy. Just trade the rooks. I mean, we're up a piece and we have an amazing position. Even if I wasn't up a piece, I would still like this position because of the king is so weak. Okay. Can't go there. Bishop f3 to threaten it, or just queen g5 and go to the endgame. 3, 4, 5, 3. Yeah, that's a clear piece up. So this is totally acceptable, and I think because of the time situation, I'm not going to waste a lot of time thinking about it. I'll just take it to the winning endgame and be happy. Yep. Okay. I will go here. Of course, if he wants, he can trade and win the pawn, but then we're further into the endgame, and I'm happy with my extra knight. Okay. All right, so we still have to win the game, but this should be relatively straightforward. Let's activate the king. Everything's defended. We're going to activate the king on a good square here. Now it frees up my knight to join the party because these guys are defended. Okay, let's try to find a good square. Here looks pretty good. Here looks pretty good. Here. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would like a rook trade. The knight becomes even more powerful. So yeah, this should be relatively straightforward. Let me go ahead, clamp down on some of these pawns. Only have one passed pawn to worry about, but my king is in a very good position to stop that. And you're going to see the power of the extra knight here in just a second. I'm going to threaten to come in. He's probably going to stop me, which is fine. Then I probably will just go with my king and attack the pawn. Okay, doesn't want me to come in. So where do we infiltrate with our knight? Here, here. So here, here. So let's go here. That's how we're going to get in. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and blockade the pawn structure. I want to make sure I know where my knight needs to go. So now it's here. So the way that I like to do this is work backward. Well, first I'm going to force his king to defend or give me the pawn. Okay, and now I could just attack this way actually, but if I was going to go here, I would work backwards. I would highlight these squares in my mind and then kind of think, okay, here, here. So this could be one possible route. But I think in this case, I'm just going to attack this immediately and force him to choose, you know, which pawn is he going to save. This is the problem with endgames like this. Eventually you'll get a position like this where black just runs out of moves and they have to give up a pawn, right? It always happens. And I have my knight, so I can basically just take as much time as I need. Now we're going to win the other pawn, get a queen, and we win. Okay, we can trade. It's okay. It's as long as I don't trade all the pawns, right? I want to make sure I keep at least one pawn to get a queen. But here, that's fine. I, you know, take this. And this is going to be my queening pawn as long as black doesn't figure out a way to take this and get a queen, which I'm going to make sure I don't let them do. We're fine. Okay, put my knight back here to keep an eye on this guy. And now it's an easy win. I'm surprised that the opponent is playing this long. This is... I guess it's instructive. Okay. It's instructive for you guys to see how to win. All right, good game to the opponent. Okay, 88. We had one brilliant move. What was the brilliant move? Probably rook takes h6. Yes. So, and I didn't even have to calculate that one. It was just, you know, there's no way in the world that if you get a position like this, where there's a bishop that can attack, there's a rook, the queen is sitting right there, there's no way you can't win. It just... 99 times out of 100, this is going to be a win for white. So you can just sack it without even thinking. Cool. So yeah, I mean, if you're curious, let's say black tries to defend somehow, 95. Just bring the rook over. And then that's checkmate. Cool. All right. D4. I'm going to play... Oh, never mind. I was going to play the Budapest Gambit, but never mind. In honor of the Just Vibes Academy members, I was going to play it. This is the Trompowsky. I don't really know the theory here. I guess we can just jump our knight forward and attack this. Yeah, I have no idea about these lines, but I'll just play something new. Okay, so this is interesting. Let's play d5, get some control of the center. But we have to be careful here because, whoa. Wow. Okay, this is some sort of gambit. Obviously, I can't take back with this pawn because of the pin. Never seen this before in my life. Yeah, and he's going to try to attack me here. So we do have to be extremely careful. We have to be extremely careful here, guys. Because, for example, bishop comes here. Bam, you sack your rook. I take. Bam, you come in with a fork. And we're in trouble. That's just one example. There's lots of ways this can go wrong for us. So what I think, and also the knight can also come in. So what I think I'm going to do is play bishop here and f7. Although bishop here, knight, 5 bishop. Yeah, I'm going to try this. And this might be a learning moment for me, guys. But I'm going to try to cover the light squares with my bishop. Because I'm already sensing some serious danger here. I'm going to go back to prevent that sacrifice that I talked about. Yeah, he's trying to come in with the knight. Yeah, even now, it's not that simple, actually, because he's got 2 entry points. So how do we do this? If I go knight c6, we stop 1. But then he comes to the other side. Hits my bishop. If I play something like h6, not even really threatening anything. Takes. Probably getting checkmated somehow with some crazy sacrifice. Maybe not. Queen d6. The idea is my queen can come over and help, but then there's this pawn. I don't want to lose this. Okay, so what if I play h6 just to save the pawn? Then he goes knight e5. Wow. I'm going to have to look into this gambit. This is wild stuff, guys. This is wild stuff. e6 stops knight g5. So maybe we could play e6. But then knight e5, queen f6. Okay, we're holding on. I'm going to try this. I feel like I'm walking into some crazy opening trap. That's what I feel like right now. I mean, even my bishop, look at my bishop. My bishop's awful. Look at this. Okay, we're going to defend. We're just going to defend everything. Now, white's probably going to just start attacking over here. I mean, or maybe bring the other knight in. This is very scary stuff. I'm leaning towards knight d7 and try to get rid of this pesky guy. But if he goes knight d2, knight f3, I can't. Knight d7, bishop d6, I can't. Okay. So yeah, you have to be extremely careful when things like this happen, right? Because you get these awkward pawn structures with weaknesses on certain color squares. Very, very dangerous situation to be in. And so every single move I was making was like, how do I defend that? Bishop e6, bishop f7, queen f6, just getting all these squares controlled. It's usually your best plan of action. He trades. He wants to go queen g4. Okay, so again, this is not a no-brainer capture for me, actually, because I'm concerned with queen g4. Because then again, takes, bam, the same tactic every time. So I honestly think the best move is probably to take with the king, because then takes, you don't have a tactic. I've got it defended enough. I think this is the best move. And again, think about those weaknesses that you're trying to control in the position. Normally, you don't want to move your king. You want to be able to castle. But in this particular position, I have to control these squares. Oh, now he's coming this way. Wow, look at this guy. Look at this guy. So sneaky. Okay, can I go here maybe? This is crazy. The reason I'm thinking here is because that tactic that we saw earlier would give me the option to take with the king. Because here's the thing. If I go here, again, queen g4, I don't know how I'm getting out of this. Queen g4. Oh, do I have g5? I lose a pawn. No, I don't. I think we have to go this way. This is it's like a game within a game. There's literally this battle around these squares, right? But finally, he decides to go on the other side. Doesn't make my life necessarily easy, though. I'm kind of wanting to just throw in this trade just to get a piece out of the way and then bring my knight and my rook over. Maybe I'll just leave it there, actually. I don't have to trade right away. I could just leave it. Then play knight here, rook f8. If I always can trade later, and maybe he wastes time. Well, he goes king. Oh, okay. He's not even giving me the option. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. I was going to go knight d7, but now I'm worried about queen b3, since I don't have a way to trade off my bishop. So because of that, I'm thinking we have to go knight c6. Oh, the c5 trap my bishop? Maybe it does, but maybe there's some tricky stuff happen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on anymore. c5 might trap my bishop, though. Because he's going to play a3 and b4 next, right? Okay, he plays a3 first. So that gives me the option to get away, though. That does give me the option to get away. Where do I go? c5 is an option. Then I'm going back. Okay, he trades. Interesting. Okay, sure. Yeah, looks like he's getting his pawn back, unfortunately. So all that work, and I couldn't even save the pawn. Wow. Couldn't even save the pawn. Okay, well, sometimes this stuff happens and you have to make the best of it. So, what's the best of this? Here, knight a5. I can't play knight a5. Ah. This is awful, guys. This is so awful. Okay, I don't know what to do. I gotta make a move. I'm gonna get flagged. We're in a bad way. We're in a very bad way. Takes. At least I get my pieces out then. And then maybe we can play a normal game. He doesn't even take it. Look at this guy. What a move. He doesn't even take it. Wow. That is crazy. I don't know. I'll go for this line where my rook can come down. He does have rook f3 though, which is pretty annoying actually. I'm regretting this situation now. I'm really regretting it. This game is basically me falling into an elaborate opening trap. That's what it is. It'll be very interesting to see after the game. What was I supposed to do? I haven't lost yet, but it's not okay. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't take this now. I'll be extremely surprised. Oh, he goes rook f3 first. What is happening in this game? I just keep getting surprised. Like, like almost every move this guy has played this game has been a surprise to me. Starting from g6 earlier. All right, I'm trying to go here, obviously. If he takes, I have rook b8. He doesn't have a sacrifice because it's defended twice. I could just get like 3 free moves. I would be fine. 1, 2, bring my rook over. I would be so happy. The dude is sacking a rook. The dude is about to sack a rook. I'm going to take it and try to survive, guys. I'm going to take it and try to hold on. Somehow, we're going to try to survive this mess. I don't know if we can do it, but maybe. We do have an extra rook now. And actually, the nice thing about it, if I get my king here, is then this guy can actually come into the game. Okay. Question is, do I go to b8 or e8 when he takes me? If he takes me. I need to stop assuming that he's going to take me. Probably e8. We need to like counterattack right away. Rook e8 threatens this guy. This would actually threaten checkmate. That's kind of funny. Speaking of checkmate, I better stop that. I better stop the checkmate. And then bring the rook here. He has to kind of stay guarding this because my queen will start attacking his king at some point. Can he checkmate me with queen somehow? Queen here, but then he has to sack some more stuff. I don't know what's going on. But we're up on time, finally. And my rooks are connected, so that's a plus. Yeah, I want to go here. I want to go here, and my knight can go with the check. That's very nice. If he takes me, I'm not really concerned. If he pushes, though... I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. I hope I'm not missing a checkmate, but I don't see it. Have to take. We can't go back because that's mate. So only move. That's what I didn't see. Okay, but what is his follow-up here? What's his follow-up? Queen? 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 This position is crazy. Okay, I have a bishop actually. The bishop can block that diagonal, so we don't have to worry about that, especially if I played rook f8. So this is defended. Let's see, knight landing here. Can't do that easily. Queen, knight f5, or knight c6, or rook f8. Oh, queen b2 also. I wonder what my heart rate is right now. He's looking for checkmates. He's looking for checkmates. Is he going to find one in 28 seconds? Is he going to find a checkmate? If I go rook f8, what happens, guys? Check, no. Check, no. Check, no. Check, I take it. Is there some crazy checkmate with a knight and a rook and... No, right? No, I don't think so. I have a little confidence, Nelson. I have a little self-confidence here. There's no checkmates. Okay, he's gonna flag, I think. Or he's gonna pre-move like a mate in 7. Okay, all right. Hold on. Don't blunder it here, Nelson. Don't you blunder it here. What is he threatening? Wait, this one? I don't have to get crazy. If I go queen here, is there a checkmate? Why do I feel like I'm missing a checkmate, guys? Okay, I don't know what was happening in that entire game. From like move 3, I was confused. 68.1 to 67.1. And there was a win for him somewhere. And then, okay, let's... This game I do want to look at. So this opening, I have never seen this before. He goes h4. And then after the trade, d5, g6. It's not the best move, but man, is it a tricky move. e3. Okay, the way that I responded was just not the right way. Stockfish is just kind of silly and just ignores it. So what is Stockfish's plan? You wait till he goes here, and then you hit him with bishop f5, which actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so my plan was just off from the start. That's why I had so much trouble. If I just didn't overreact and just wait for bishop d3, respond with bishop f5, I'm controlling all those squares. I'm fine. I'm just fine. Okay, for next time, we know. Now, having said that, rook h3 was a great move. Yeah, Stockfish says to go back this way. Go back this way. Okay, so this is what I was worried about. I'm like, he's going to play queen g4 and he's going to sack. He's going to sack his rook, right? Stockfish says go king d8? What is this? What is this? This is not... No, this is not how I played chess. Oh, it's... Oh. Remember what I said, guys? That this was a tactic because it was a fork? It's not a fork anymore. That's what Stockfish is doing. Why does that seem so obvious now? Just move your king off the diagonal. No more tactics. Everything's defended now. Wow. No. Wait. Can he just take this? Because if I take, I'm losing my rook. What's going on? Bishop b4 check. What? Rook f8? Okay, this game is over my head. All right, that's what's happening. Rook f3, though. Takes. Queen takes. Take the bishop. And we go into an equal endgame. There you go. That's chess at a high level. All right, anyway, back to the game. So he sacks this. h5, best move. King h7, great. He goes here. Oh, I needed to play bishop f4. Only move to keep the advantage. Bishop f4. Don't ask me why. Instead, I go here. Ooh, huge blunder. No, you're kidding me. You're kidding. All right, guys. What's the winning move for white? What's the winning move for white? Anybody? Anybody? Someone says knight b1. Okay. That's actually a fascinating suggestion to trap the queen. That's not the move, but I like what you're thinking. Just trap the queen in the corner. That's really funny. Knight b1. Somebody says bishop takes g6. Nope, that's not the move. Somebody says queen f7. And that's not the move. Somebody says rook takes h5. That's not the move. I would have never even considered this move. Never in a million years would I have considered this move. Queen c2, Connor says, that's not the move. Nobody sees it. There's like 1,000 people watching and nobody sees the move. g5, nope, not g5. f4, nope. Knight d4, nope. f3, nope. Okay. Mr. Joe, chess. Yes, a few people have said it. Queen to e6. Now, let me just point out something to you guys. The queen and the king are on the same line as the rook, which means I can move my knight basically wherever I want, and I'm going to pin your queen. Okay? All on the same page with that? So why in the world would queen e6 be the only winning move? Because I'm going to go here and pin you. Right? Except this is checkmate because the queen is pinning my pawn. The pinned queen is pinning my pawn so that the rook can just checkmate me. So it doesn't matter that I have a queen, that I'm going to win the queen next move because the game is over. That's incredible. That is actually incredible. So because of that, the only move for me is to play h4 and then try to run with my king. But now I'm just losing because this happens, and now there's no more pin because I lost the support of my rook. So then I go attacking here. Game goes on, but white is totally winning after this happens. Oh my goodness. Queen e6. Well, we can confirm I wasn't playing a rice cooker. Definitely would have played, you know, that would have been a way to tell. Okay, so he doesn't see it. He goes g5. I take. Yeah, and now I'm just winning. There's no checkmates. He comes in. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I didn't have to sacrifice all my pieces at the end. I just got excited with the 2.8 seconds and started to see ghosts. I for some reason I was like seeing some weird checkmate patterns, but I don't think they didn't exist. Soccer says just play knight f5 and you win. Oh, and we got 2400. Yes. Man, what a crazy game. What a crazy game. And it started with this insane g6 move. I mean, I've never seen this gambit before, but that is very interesting. Raptor variation. Top 5 game, Connor? Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. I mean, we've had a lot of good games, but yeah, that one definitely. Tempest. Okay. Tempest. Against e4, I will go back to my old ways of Scandinavian. And we're going to try to take it with the knight instead of the queen. Actually, I say we're going to try to take it. What am I doing? Let me try to explain this. This is called a Portuguese gambit. That we're trying to bait them into playing f3, even though it costs us a tempo, because once they play f3, they deprive their knight of a good square, and they open up the king along the diagonals. They didn't do it, but we probably just take this. I'm just thinking about something crazy like h5, but we'll just take it. And then usually I'll take back here with the queen. I do lose a tempo to the knight if they want, but I'm going to try to put pressure on this pawn quickly by castling. So knight c3, we go over to f5. I think this is like a main line here, if I'm not mistaken. Knight c3, queen f5, something like this. Okay, I'm fairly certain this is a blunder, but it might be an intentional blunder. What I mean by that is I don't think it's a good move because you lose the pawn, but you do get this file, so it's kind of like a gambit in a sense, which might be why my opponent did that. I'm going to go back here, and I'm keeping an eye on this pawn. So if he tries to attack me again, I will just grab another pawn. But I was going to castle queenside and put the pressure here, but now it's riskier. It's much riskier because this open file. So probably what I'm going to do instead is play e6, try to trade this bishop or something, and maybe just castle the other way. My king will be much safer there. Now I don't get the immediate attack on the isolated pawn, but I'd rather have a safe king. So that's the new plan. Good example of how your plans have to be constantly changing when you play chess, because if your opponent does something unexpected, you have to react, and you can't just play like a robot, right? And you just do the same stuff every time. So no, no. What? So when you're in a situation like this, you have to identify what's the threat. What's your opponent going for? So it looks like they're going for this. Knight b5. I take. They take, and they want to checkmate me. Or maybe they want to go check first, and well, the check first doesn't work. So, okay, yeah, somehow they want to do that. So we have to calculate this. So they go here. I take the queen. Let's start with if they take me back. If they take me back, I now have one move to try to stop this. Rook c8. Okay, this is defended. This guy can't come in. Okay, so we've stopped it. However, bishop f4. Now we have to deal with it again. e5. It's defended. Okay. It looks like I'm fine. So let's go back again. And let's say this time, they don't take me right away. First, they go check. Okay, I move my king. Now they have to take the queen back. And then I take their knight. Should be fine. Okay, let's check. Knight b5 check. We go back. Bishop f4, e5. Okay, we're fine. I think it's a mistake. You have to have confidence in that you calculated it correctly. If you made a mistake and you lose the game, well, that's part of chess. Okay, I did not consider that move, but I mean, that doesn't look particularly dangerous. Maybe I just go back. Offer the queen trade, right? What are they going to do? Jump in? Same kind of a deal, but it doesn't really threaten anything. So now I'm up 2 pawns. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And of course, I would love to trade. I'm up 2 pawns. So any trades that get me closer to the end game is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's identify. If you take me, I'm happy, I take it. If you take me, I take it. If you go check, I take it. There are no threats. If you go here, I get some trades. Great. If you go here, that one's interesting, actually. Because where does my queen go? Only move. I can't go here because of the fork. Only move is queen a5, and then bishop d2 traps my queen. I take it. Check. I move. Bam. So if I play e6, knight a4 is going to leave me in a very bad way. Okay? So we need to force the issue here. We need to do something right away. So what about... Oh, there's also bishop e3. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So there's 2 moves I would like to consider, guys. I want to consider a6, because a6 was very forcing, kind of. If you move the knight, we trade queens. I'm happy. If you go knight a4, I take here with my queen. I'm happy. So the only move would be bishop e3. And then... what? I have to move, I guess. And what happens? Guess the knight has to move, so it goes back. Do I like that position? That might be fine. Okay, so a6 is probably playable, but what about knight d4? So knight d4, you can't play bishop e3 anymore because I take your queen. You take my queen. I take your rook. You go with check. I go here. You go check. I run. Maybe you can take it. I don't know what's going on. Knight d4, bishop e3. Wow. Queen, queen. Ah, what if I did something crazy like castling? Or just take this. Ugh. Okay, hold on. So I'm still unsure about bishop e3, but there's also just, if you just take with the knight, then I take, then this happens. That's bad. I can't even play knight d4 because that's just bad. Okay, so all that to say, I probably have to play a6. Or knight a5. Hold on, knight a5 is a different way to do it. Man, okay. What was it? I forgot. What happened after a6? Bishop b3, queen a5. What was the move I was going to play against that? They're going to move their knight somewhere? And then I was going to, what, castle or something? Okay, let's do it. What a mess, guys. What a mess this position is. This is why chess is hard, because You calculate all that stuff, and there's a good possibility I might have missed something. So hopefully not. Okay, he does go for it, and I don't really have too many options, so I'll go queen a5. You know what? If the knight moves, maybe I have queen b4 to just get this annoying queen out of my face. Maybe I have that move. Because I'm thinking knight a3. If I tried to castle, I'm not sure if I could survive that position. Could I survive that position after the rook comes over? There's also this annoying move. He gets his pawn back, gets one of the pawns back. Yeah, I don't think I like that. I think queen b4 maybe. Trying to force the queen trade, and then if he goes back, then we can maybe get e6 in, finally. Whoa, what? Dude, what is this? This guy is blowing my mind right now. Knight to d6 check. He wants to fork. Okay, and I have no defenses to that? Are you serious? Dude, okay. So do I sack the rook or just let him take the knight back? What's the move here? Wow. This is amazing. Yeah, we're in big trouble, I think. I think we're in big trouble. Okay, if I go rook d8 here, knight d2, rook e1, bishop g5, f6. I don't know. I mean, technically, I'm only down I'm still up a pawn, but it just feels like we're about to get destroyed with rook e1. Rook e1, bishop e7. There's even knight d5. Like, this position is awful. It is so awful. It was knight d5 first. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. It's a losing position. It's pretty clear to me. b4. Wow. Oh, is he about to play bishop c1? No. No. Okay, I have queen d3. Okay. And actually, he could play bishop c1. He's probably going to go rook e1 first. So he's threatening bishop c1. I mean, this is just sad. Not to mention I have 1 minute on the clock too, so. But that's, I mean, that's the least of my worries right now. I'm just wondering, did this guy study this or did he just find all these crazy ideas? That's what I really would like to know. Because I've never seen this double pawn sacrifice, sack your knight, like. Now it's possible I had a good defensive move that I missed. That's not out of the question, but this is just crazy. Yeah, it's a good move. That is a good move, isn't it? I didn't even see that checkmate. I didn't even see it. What in the world was that? Dude, who is this person? What in the world? I don't think I've been beat that badly in a while. Yeah, I see. I thought c4 was a blunder. I thought it was. But he blunders it. Plays another questionable move. And then obliterates me. I needed to go queen b4, apparently. Yeah, 96 check. Wow. That's I mean... b4. Even this move, like... My brain, at least from where I'm sitting, I'm thinking about rook e1, definitely. I'm thinking about moving my bishop, but b4, like... dude, I don't know. This was just... So he plays like a bunch of mistakes in the opening and then just obliterates me. I don't know. All right, let's play e4. Okay, we're going to see another Scotch game. Oh, never mind. Petrov's. Okay, we're going to play a gambit here, I think. Let's see if we get the opportunity. D6. Okay. We're going to play the... what is it? Yeah, the Cochran gambit. And the point is... We have two moves. We could play bishop check. I'm going to go with knight c3, I think. The point is you get 2 pawns for your knight, and the opponent's king is exposed. So do we go bishop c4 check now? Or just d4? We'll go now. I don't want to let him move his rook and get his king back there. So I'm going to play b3. This is a weird move, but I've seen... I think there was some GM who did this against me. It was actually really annoying. Yeah, then he did this, I think. And he castled and he played f4. Yeah, this is what happened. This is what happened. I think he played f4 or bishop. Let's see, bishop b2. Let's go f4. So we have huge center. We have all these pawns. And we're going to try to make use of that. Wants to bring his queen over. Okay. Let me go bishop b2. Line up the bishop here. Rook c8. Okay. Yeah, we'll jump in with the knight. And if he takes me, I'm going to take back this way and just kind of keep my clump of pawns together here. Oh, he castled first and then played. Oh, did I put the wrong position in? Oh, okay, okay. I'll check it again. I mean, I can't do it right now in the middle of the game, but I can check it again after. So let's see. He wants to go bishop f. Let me go queen g4 here. Okay, he castled first. Yeah. And I mean, guys, I could be totally wrong. Like, maybe that was a legitimate game. And if it's so, like, props to the opponent. Like, it's just strange that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll check it again. Maybe it is a game, but it's just strange that you play, like, such bad moves in the opening and then all of a sudden you're just, like, this amazing player. But it's possible. It's possible. By the way, I have a sneaky attack on the rook here. If black is not paying attention, we might catch him. I'll be right back. Time for bathroom gambit again. Save the rook. Okay. Interesting that he goes to A8 and not B8. Huh. Anyway, what was I threatening checkmate at the same? I didn't actually realize that. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Bathroom Gambit is strong. I mean, yeah, no, it's a tricky opening. It's a very tricky opening. Even though it gets a blunder, it's very tricky. Yeah, okay, but best move is to take, Stockfish says, but B3 is also kind of tricky. And you would think this is messing up the pawn structure, but it's actually giving you this massive clamp on D5. And then you get the B file, and yeah, as we saw, it's not that simple for this Queen G4 though. I mean, what a good move. I stumbled upon it. I didn't even realize how powerful this was. Okay. We're back to 2400. Ooh. Ooh. I like playing against the Caracon for some reason. Because this Gambit. Gambit is so much fun. Gambit is so much fun. So what are we doing? Lining up on the weak spot. And trying to pair that with an open F file to really attack. He plays a move that I'm not sure if I'm familiar with this, but I don't believe it's good. I think I just take the free pawn. Yeah, maybe he was thinking he could go here, but it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because if you go check, I play G3. You don't have time to take this because my knight is there. And if you try to take first and then go check, my knight can just save itself. So it was just a bad tactic. So yeah, I don't know what's happening. Now I think I just go here. We have this huge center. I'm not even down a pawn. Let's defend this. 2 attackers, 2 defenders. It's the rook's birthday. Okay. Where do I put this bishop? Let's go here. This is like classic. You're teaching someone chess for the first time. They've never played, they don't know any strategy. And you're like, this is what you want to do. Get your pawns here, bring out your knights, bring out your bishops. Get this set up and you're golden. That's what we're doing right now. Okay, so whenever this happens, you always want to like consider, can you sacrifice? Probably not worth it. Knight goes in. I can play knight e5, but they can just castle and get away. It's not going to cut it. If we take with the bishop first, then the knight comes in, but that doesn't look strong enough in my opinion. If I go back here, I'm at risk of losing this pawn. So I could go to d3. So that it's defended. I think that's what I'll do. So this way, if the knight gets chased away, which it does, we're not losing our pawn in the center. So I reroute back this way, or I go to the side of the board. Don't love going to the side. Also don't love going back to where I came from, but d2 looks like a good square now. Or come over here. Okay, well, we're going to do it. We're going to undevelop it. So there's an interesting thing that happens. When they push your knight back from the square and you undevelop and reroute, you now have the option to go to c4 because that pawn has been pushed forward. And this pawn, it's already gone. So c4 is actually a nice outpost. Now, I would like to castle. The big question is, do we castle queenside and then throw our pawns forward? Or do we castle kingside and try to attack that way? They both are appealing for different reasons. All right, we're going to do this one. I don't know. Maybe it's too risky because the pawn's already advanced and c5 is coming, but I think I would like to throw these pawns forward. So let's see what happens. Yes. There's c5 as expected. Okay, if I take now and then play knight c4, knight b3, I can play knight b3 straight away and recapture. I can push. Let's see, takes. Ooh, that looks like it's going to open up some opportunities for me. Maybe. I don't know what to do. To be honest with you, I don't know what to do. All right, I'm going to go knight b3. I'm not sure. I could be way off with this move, but my idea is I want to take back with this knight. I don't want to get forked, so I'm leaving this knight here to stop that. And I want to get this out of the way of the rook so that I can start looking for tactics on the queen. And I want to put pressure here. So that's my logic. Okay. I'm going to take this now. I don't want my knight to get harassed anymore anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. And again, I'm keeping an eye on the tactics here. I think that's a safe pre-move. I obviously have to take it back. Yep. And now we can be on the lookout for some tactics. For example, e5, knight moves, take the bishop, take the queen, something like that. Sorry, like that. Now, the problem is he's going to put his knight here and block it. I'm going to go here, pinning it so it can't move. Now, he probably is just going to go back. And then I'm thinking, what am I thinking? 85 looks kind of nice. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So here's the idea. We're going to try to get one of the bishops. Okay? Either this one right away or this one from a fork. I assume he's going to play rook c8, let's just say. No. Whoa. Okay, g4. He wants to take and take here. Ah, I see. Okay, I did not see that before. All right, so g4 takes, but can I just take? Yeah, what if I just take it? Wait, what's going on? Am I crazy? Don't I just take this guy? What is this plan? Takes. Ah, queen check. I move, and then he takes. Wow. Okay. Isn't that interesting? Well, I think I'll do that. Check. I can block, but then I lose my queen. I can go here. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is take this. We're going to take it. He's going to play queen g5, and I'm going to play queen e3. Now, when I play queen e3, he has to take with his queen. If he takes with the bishop, I take his queen. If he takes my queen, I take. If he takes, I get 2 pieces for the rook, which is good for me. So the only move is queen here. And what I like about that for me is that I can now play rook g1 or, yeah, one of the rooks over and start an attack. And I've got the open files. Yeah, I love this. So I lost a pawn, but I don't really care that I lost a pawn. I'm actually happy because of this, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. I mean, this is pretty much only move. Okay, there we go. I think I want to move this rook and try to get this one to f1. He's not going to take that. Queen f3 though. Queen g5. Yeah, I want both rooks on the open files. Okay, so we go here. We threaten checkmate again. This time I think our opponent will see it. But then I'm going to just keep attacking. Probably with the other rook. Maybe try to push this and unleash this. Or maybe push Harry if we need to. Yeah. Wait. Can we trap his queen? Hold on. Hold everything. Rook g3. Oh, he's got queen h6 too. Okay, maybe not. I thought we could trap it. So what do we do? Guys? I could push this. He can't take me, but it doesn't really threaten anything. That bishop has got to go. Bishop has got to go. Okay, I'm going to do it. I understand I'm losing another pawn, but I'm also trying to set up some sneaky things. Okay, let's get the triple battery going. If only I can figure out how to get rid of this bishop. We may have to sack one of the rooks here in a minute. Or I try to transfer to the H file. That might be a better option. It just might be a better option. Because if I can set this up, then I can sack and we might have a checkmate, maybe. Of course, he's not going to make it easy. This bishop is a really good defender, actually. This bishop is an amazing defender. Doesn't work. Wait, I guess I could just play e5. I don't know why I was afraid to play that. Yeah, we'll play e5. Okay, so what is our threat? Do I even have a threat? Whoa. Okay, I missed that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I totally missed that. Am I getting mated? I'm getting mated. I didn't see that, guys. Wow, what a move. Did not see that one at all. I think it's over. Yeah, I think it's over. I have to go this way because the back rank mate. Did that just happen? Oh my. Oh my. Let's see the chart on this one. Yep. Yep. Wow. Miracles do happen. It's funny because I was literally talking about how my back rank. He had the brilliant move, by the way, with knight g4. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, I I don't even know what to say. So, okay, what I was talking about is if I go this way, which is what you would like to do, check, check, mate. I had to go the other way, but if he just plays here, and then really anything but like a queen check, force my king up, and I guess now he can just start taking stuff, and I mean, he can basically do whatever he wants, just h6 even to give his king. I just don't have anything. Man, we're getting lucky. We're getting lucky. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, another Caracon. Was that last game? Yeah, it was, right? Hmm. Interesting. Stream wasn't supposed to be a source of laughter. Yeah, no, it wasn't. You can't script this stuff, guys. You just can't. Okay, so I know that there are two. He's going to take with the knight, and there are two ways for me to play this. I should just stop trying to predict my opponent's moves. I don't think that's the good way to take because now you lose your powerful bishop. But all right. Okay, so it looks like a tactic, but it doesn't work because the knight goes back. I'm just thinking like if there's any way to make it work, but I don't think so. So probably we just develop. Yeah, I'm just happy that I have this bishop and there's no bishop to oppose it now. Okay. Castling because I want to use the rook to attack and get my king to safety. Okay, very good. He's going to try to castle too. So there's this idea of, and it works when your pawn is not on f2, but you can slide your queen over and sneak over to h4 and attack the king. Now I'm going to set it up a little bit. And there's like a really common thing here. I'm going to try to set it up. So I'm going to play rook d1, just get all my pieces in the center. And if black castles, okay, if they castle, they're in trouble. h6, I'm going to try to bait them into castling. I don't know if that's the right word, bait them, but like see if I can get them to castle by playing queen h4. And the idea is this is pinned, right? They cannot take me. So the one way to get away from that is to castle, right? And if they do, then I sack the bishop and probably checkmate the king. But they're playing a bit smarter than that. Can I? Okay, hold on. No, I don't think I can do that. Okay, probably need to trade. All right. And then I don't want to trade queens because I am down a pawn. So I want to keep the queens on the board. So I'm going to drop it back. Lining up here, obviously. And I just noticed there's a fork. I feel like I'm missing a lot of forks today. Yep, there it is. Now, I guess it's not that simple because I do have this threat, so we need to calculate a little bit. Rook f8. But I totally didn't see that. I totally didn't see it. Knight takes. Hmm. 95 doesn't work because he just takes me, and then he actually just takes my bishop. So unfortunately, yeah. Okay, I probably have to go for this. Now he could castle and then try to attack me, or he could play rook f8 to try to defend. If he plays rook f8, I think I'm going to grab another pawn and hope I have enough compensation. Knight e5 takes. Yeah, I don't have enough there for sure. So let's do it this way. So basically I'm saying, look, at least I get 2 pawns and I get the knight. Oh, he can just take my bishop. Oh. In my mind, I was thinking he had to take the rook. Yeah, I didn't want to do this. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Mental fatigue is setting in, guys. Seriously. That's bad. That's really bad for me. Okay. Wow. I'm just making lots of mistakes here. All right. Well, trying to chase the knight around. It's going to f5. I'm going to jump in, unleash my rooks. Game's not over. I do have some pawns, but objectively, we're definitely losing right at the moment. Sometimes what I like to do is play faster with the intention of hoping that my opponent plays fast and then maybe they make a mistake. I don't know if it's the best strategy, but it is a strategy. So I may start to do that here shortly if I don't see any other legitimate options. I'm gonna try to bring the queen over to where the king's at, see if we can make something happen. Maybe we go here. That does allow him to trade a bunch, though. Unfortunately, yeah, he's going to be able to trade almost everything, which is not ideal. I don't think there's 4-5. Just trying to think if I can somehow create chances in an endgame like this. Probably not. I don't want to give up the file, though. I feel like giving up the file is very bad. I feel like giving up the file is very bad. So let me go. It's hard to find good moves in a bad position. That's the problem. That is the problem, isn't it? Because if I take, his queen is coming in. If I try to stop it, it's coming into d4. I have no way to stop it. Okay, I guess we have to keep it on the board. Yeah, that's a good move too. I can't do anything, guys. There's literally nothing to be done in this position. All right. Well, I don't know. There's no good moves, so it doesn't really matter what I play. Hopefully we can wait for maybe a back rank mate or some kind of huge blunder. But apart from that, it's not looking good. Rook d2 looks like it's just going to put me away. Knight e3, queen e3. I mean, basically any move. Knight d4, rook d4. Like, I can't even find a bad move. Maybe rook d4 is the only bad move I could find for black. But other than that, I'm done. I'm done for. And they have plenty of time, too. I mean, they haven't even thought. They haven't even had a think this whole game. So... It's interesting that they're choosing this moment of all moments to think. Like, this is like such an obvious move, isn't it? You just go there and win. I thought, anyway. Maybe they disconnected. Maybe their internet just died and I'm going to win. Okay. I mean, I'm joking about the disconnection, but now I'm like, maybe that's legitimately what happened. I don't know. Okay, there it is. There's the move we were waiting for. Took them 2.5 minutes to play that. I mean, they probably had to like step away That's my guess. Like some or a kid ran into the room or something. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Right. That makes sense. So rook takes c2. Yeah, do I have any tricks at all here, guys? There's one, but it's not a good one. It's not a good trick. I mean, I'm just ready for this game to be over. We'll try it. They're gonna check me, and I have to give up my queen, but I have one plan left. I have one plan. I'm going to try to push my H pawn. That's the only plan I can come up with here, guys. Pushing Harry. And there goes that plan. Okay, new plan. Gotta win this pawn and then push this guy. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it anyway. You never know. You never know. Maybe he takes it and then lets me get a queen or something. I have to stay over here because queen g6 was coming. He fell for it. He actually fell for it. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Dude. What is happening? What is happening? You guys know what happened, right? Okay, I was wondering, like I was wondering if this was going to happen because he was looking for ways to fork me. He wants me to go here cuz he wants to fork me and take my rook, right? So I saw that. So I'm like, okay, I can't do it now. Here I was like, well, I could do it. He does have a fork, but I could save my rook and maybe if I'm lucky, if I play it really fast. Sure enough. He just thought I had to move the king. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. What is going on? And the other thing is, like, how am I playing so badly that I'm just getting destroyed every game? Yeah, he takes with the bishop. Not a good decision. And then I guess I messed something up here. Let's see. Oh, I got forked. That's what happened. Yeah, I got forked. That's the thing. Okay. Yeah, if I would have played queen f2, game goes on. It's fine. I just got forked. Don't know what happened here. Probably had to step away or something. Okay, so I'll explain to you guys. My trick was that if he takes me, I have a fork. Okay, now I'm back in the game. The problem is if he doesn't take it and he just goes here. If I don't play queen f1 and I remove my king, now I'm just down the rook. This is probably even worse than a rook against a queen. So I'm like, okay, at least I have a rook and a queen. If I can somehow set up my rook behind Harry and push it all the way down the board, maybe we can actually win. But, and if I didn't go for that, there's just nothing to do. There's nothing to do because this is coming down. This is going to force the trade, and it's just a lost ending. This is absolutely unbelievable. I kind of feel like I need to just keep playing. I mean, I can't lose. I can't. He has mate in 6. Okay. Okay. So we'll try to play the Grand Prix. No, I have to bring out the bishop here. So this is theory. This is like lines that I've studied ahead of time, so I don't need to necessarily think about it. He can take the bishop. He doesn't have to take the bishop. He can play really anything is a move here. A6, E6, G6. Queen. I mean, there's so many new things. Yep, G6 is a move. I think against G6, we just take it and we go back here. And we're going to go for this setup. You're going to see it in just a second. We're going to go for this really solid setup with the pawn pyramid. I'm going to castle. I don't want to get forked over here with the queen attacking my bishop when I play d3. Okay, so here we go. We're going to set up the pawn pyramid. All right. And why are we doing this? Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, black's going to play d5 at some point, and when they do, we'll be ready for it. And then the other reason is I want to use this, again, I've showed you this queen maneuver to come over here and attack. And I think that's exactly what I am going to do. And then the bishop can join the party somehow, and we maybe trade this. Maybe we attack here, think I will do this. And f6, I don't know if that's really a good move for black. I mean, yes, you can do it, but you're blocking this, you know. Now I'll go here and try to trade at bishop. And now I think we can try to attack the king, actually. He's trying to stop me. We don't want to blunder the queen. We could trade queens and play that position. I think I want to leave the queens on the board, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to evaluate like what happens if I trade queens, but I'm really just not sure. I'm really not sure. I leave queens on the board. What does that look like? Yeah, f5, knight f4. Yeah, I like that. I think that's better. Let's leave the queens on the board. I feel like my king is a little bit safer than his, so leaving the queens on the board for that reason makes sense. So if we push the pawn forward, what happens? Well, we lock up the position. And I don't know if that benefits us or not. I mean, then at least we could take our time attacking over here. So it's not out of the question. I don't really like how it makes black's bishop so powerful. But it's already kind of going to be powerful anyway. So maybe I should just go with it, gain the space, and then see what I can do over here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to go queen f2, attack the weak pawn. He can defend it, unfortunately. Then I might play a4 and try to create an entry point for my rook to attack it again. And if b4 happens, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, let's trace that away. Ah, can I play c3? Hold on. Can I play c3? Okay, so you can't take because you lose a queen. But what you could do is go here. But then I could take it first and then save my bishop. Yep, looks good to me. Looks good to me. In between move. And then we move our bishop to safety, probably back to d1 or a2. Normally, I would definitely want to go to a2. However, I do not want to allow a rook to the second rank. That is too dangerous. That is much too dangerous. So I'm going to break my rule and instead, you know, go here. Knight has to go back and kind of clogs up black's position. I think we do it. Can't go forward. I think we do it. Now I can get my bishop out to a good square. This is nicely defended. It's attacked twice, but it's defended twice. So our position is looking pretty good. He is going to get a nice outpost here, but I can maybe go to c5 with my rook, yes. Okay, I like that square. Now I can double up here. These kind of squares are very valuable because they can't be chased away by pawns, right? This pawn is already pushed forward. This pawn, I mean, it can push, but I can always just take it, right? Okay, my bishop's under attack. Let's go ahead and trade. No, I'm just checking what the knight can do. I think I'm going to double up. So if I don't take, he's threatening to just win this pawn. What if I counterattack over here? Or I defend it. Either counterattack or defend. I'm not sure what to do, guys. Both of these look very good. They both look very good. If I did sack a rook, like, could I even break through? I don't know. All right, let's defend. Let's defend. Really interesting position here, actually. Because even though I'm up a pawn, it's like they're doubled pawns. Okay, we either have to trade now or take it. We either have to trade or take it. The thing is, his knight is so much better than mine. I think I'm going to take it and try to attack here. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to defend this. And if I can move my knight out of the way, ideally to g1 to f3, now we start having some options. Question is, how do I do that? King f2 to stop the knight, and then we just go. Is that what we do? Looks pretty good. And he never wants to take my rook, right? Because it allows me to fix my pawns. So that's something that I have going for me. Why did he move his knight there? He wants to go here? Fascinating. Fascinating. What if I take a pawn? What happens? No, and then we lose that. So we don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to go with the same plan for now. I have to obviously keep an eye on this. Okay, he's going to force the issue. So I guess now we take. So queen c1 or knight g1. I don't know if I can win that. Maybe I should go knight g1. check, queen e2. No, let's go queen 2. I don't want to let his queen invade, guys. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so if he takes me, I'm taking here. I'm also threatening some things like this. Okay, let's go. Let's go. This looks good now for me, though. This d-pawn, we can just escort it down the board, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can't do that. I'm going to try to go for it. We obviously have to be very careful with the queen and the knight. Oh, he's forcing the trade. Okay, I was not expecting that. This looks good for me, right? This looks good for me. Because I'm just going to get a queen, basically. Knight can go to d4 and stop the pawn. King can go here. So what is his plan? What is his plan? I don't know. I don't know what this knight is doing over here. Stop that guy from running. And then I probably just do it like this. Okay, the knight is going to try to stop me, though. So let's go this way, not let the knight in. So the knight can't come in. You move the king, check, check, queen. I think we got this one. I think we win. Yep, there you go. Cool. Whew, all right. Yeah, 86, pretty nice accuracy. He blundered at the end. What was the big mistake? Oh, okay, okay. It was trading the queens. Trading the queens was losing. If he would have gone knight c5, I think I was going to go check. And then I probably would have pushed this, honestly. I probably would have pushed this. What's the... Whoa! Whoa! That is a losing move. If anybody would like to pause, I don't know how obvious the refutation is, but black has a winning move. Black has a winning move here. Any ideas, guys? Someone says queen e4. Lauren says queen e4. No, queen e4, I would just take it. And he has to take back, and then I get another queen. So you can't go queen e4. Knight takes d7. No, the queen is sitting there, so you can't do that. Yeah, somebody said the correct move. Samuel. Queen a3 is the move. Let's see if we can figure out why. If I run here, this is probably... Oh, wow. If I move here, now I'm putting myself into a check, which is going to lose my queen. So I can't go to f2. I also can't go here because it's illegal. I can't go here. So the only places I can go are here, here, and here. And anywhere that I go, there's a knight check, which loses my queen. Anywhere. Here. Again, knight b3. Doesn't matter. What an amazing move. What an amazing move. Now, I could play knight c3, just sacrificing the knight to save my queen, but this is still losing because he's going to get the... Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky, but apparently this is still going to lead. Eventually he's going to take this, and then black wins. Okay. Yikes. So that was their big mistake. They went for the queen trade, but this is just a losing endgame because my pawn is very far. It has support from the king, and the knight, yeah, just can't do anything about it. Now, knight b4 would have been a little bit more challenging, but even still, I think I just come over. I come in. Even if you'd get your knight here, though, I'm happy. You know, I just take the pawn. That's a winning endgame. Oh man, guys, what a stream this was. Had some really amazing games. Excuse me. I am mentally done. I think I'm going to stop on a win. Had a pretty good win streak here. By some miracle here. Yeah, 4 games there at the end. So, pretty happy with that. Thank you, guys. See everybody next time. If you're in Chess Vibes Academy, a new video will be dropping shortly for the opening lesson, as well as the Q&A post where you can ask questions. And so yeah, stay on the lookout for that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can click the join button. It's right next to subscribe, and you can join Chess Vibes Academy. We do like fun stuff. So yeah, thanks, Steven. Good to see you. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Hope you guys learned something too. And yeah, see you next time. Stay sharp. Play smart.